There are some stories that are so bizarre, eerie, disconcerting, that it begs the question, what is happening with these strange, ominous disappearances? This is the story of Terrence Woods Jr., who mysteriously disappears in the highly dense forest woods of Idaho while working as a production assistant with the British-based production company Raw TV on location in Idaho. Without warning, Terrence ran down a steep cliff off the side of a mountain and has never been seen again. Terrence has been missing since 2018. The family is still searching and hoping to find Terrence. Let's take a look.
There's an intense search happening in Idaho tonight for a man from Maryland who disappeared there last week. His name is Terrence Woods.
Terrence Woods was reported missing around 5:30 the evening of October 5th.
Terrence Woods was a promising student here at the University of Maryland's Philip Merrill College of Journalism, a 2013 graduate. Woods was in his element when he disappeared last Friday.
The Idaho County Sheriff says Woods was filming a documentary in the GRANDE area with London production company Raw TV and was separated from his film crew when he went missing.
Woods was working on a film shoot near PENMAN mine. The rugged area is about 250 miles north of Boise. Friends forwarded this post from Woods' private Instagram account the day he disappeared. Idaho County sheriffs say Woods was acting strange, left the rest of his crew, and went over a steep drop.
He would not stop, he would not return, and he just kept going, and they lost him there's a road down below where he dropped almost straight down.
Multiple agencies have been scouring Idaho County, Idaho's largest and most rugged county.
Only days before he disappeared, Terrence Woods texted his family. He said he was leaving his trip to Idaho early.
He has never once cut any of his trips short.
One member of the crew told police that he saw Woods drop his two-way radio and run down a steep hill. His parents have a theory.
He's scared. Someone was bullying him.
He was fearful.
There was something going wrong, and he felt he couldn't deal with it, and he wanted to leave.
He was at his Jeep, and they were wrapping up for the day, and that Terrence said that he had to relieve himself, so he walked over to the cliff. He said that he looked up, and Terrence had a funny look on his face.
He said he immediately jumped out of the vehicle and ran over there because he felt my son fell off the cliff. Once he got over there, he said my son was 10 feet already down the cliff, running like a hare. I asked him, I said, what do you mean running like a hare? He said, I've never seen anyone run that fast.
I definitely felt like they wasn't forthcoming with a lot of information.
I recently had another private investigator. He brought up some facts to me that no one mentioned before. There was a professional basketball player. He had two of his sons that was out there as well the day of the shoot. One of the sons supposed to be getting some type of counseling now because of whatever took place. That was never even mentioned to me. I want the truth. I would like justice.
And have you talked to the other 11 people that were there?
We haven't spoken to anyone except for the production leader, producer, Simon G, and two executives from Raw TV.
After finally unpacking my son's stuff, to my surprise, the majority of his clothes, if not all, neatly folded up. This is the way I took him out of his bag, other than laying his pants straight. As you can see, pants were not worn. The shirt, with a coat, plenty of underwear. But you do not see a bag of any dirty clothes. So if all of these clothes were neatly folded, not worn as of yet, while he was on his trip, where are his dirty clothes?
I started taking clothes out, taking pants out. Then I unfolded a shirt, unfolded his pants. No knee marks, pants not worn. Okay, this is 4 pair of pants. Look at his socks, socks still rolled up. No socks. Where's his dirty clothes? Underwear, no dirty underwear. And so that right there was like, wow. So you're telling me He was there for 4 days and kept on the same pair of socks, same shirt, same underwear. But they also had a pair of shoes in his luggage inside of a plastic bag, which had mud all over them, mud everywhere. So just to say the shoes are muddy, at least there should be a pair of pants where the bottom of the pants should have some type of mud or something on them.
I don't have any hair. But I do, because I was thinking I need a haircut earlier today.
I'm a trained criminologist and I make true crime documentaries. If Terrence was there with the crew at the time, they would have found some sort of DNA or clothing, footprints, evidence of him being there. But for a crew who are trained to be in conditions like this, to find absolutely nothing of him is very bizarre. I have to speak out because no one else will. And I feel that Terrence needs people like me to keep his story alive.
What happens to people? I mean, are there mine shafts that people fall down up there? How do they just disappear?
Well, in this case with Terrence, a mine shaft or the air holes is a possibility. But there's lots of possibilities. He could have had a ride pick him up. He could have walked out, but
if Terrence could see this,
I'm going to do everything I can until I find him or find out what happened to him. I will never forget about him. I'm never going to give up. I appreciate all your time.
No trace of Terrence Woods has been recovered to this current day. No blood, no clothing, no footprints, nothing. That was over 5 years ago, and Terrence is still missing. How terrified Terrence must have been to run down a steep cliff in unfamiliar, dangerous, rugged terrain at night. He ran so fast down a steep hill without falling, slipping, or hurting himself. What scared Terrence so bad that jumping off a cliff was his only solution to safety? Let's take a real look at the geological landscape of PENMAN Mine and visualize, how could Terrence have survived this? The terrain is rough, overgrown shrubbery, thick brush, piles of wood, branches, boulders, rocky foundation. There are abandoned cabins, abandoned sheds, closed mines that are structured and run deep into the mountains. Long, dark, rock-filled tunnels. Hundreds of dangerous shafts where people can fall through. Extremely dangerous areas. It would appear that you would have to have knowledge of the landscape to safely look for Terrence. This was nighttime in the dense forest woods of Idaho. This area would be difficult to navigate. Going that fast, Terrence could have easily fallen and rolled down the steep hill. The terrain would have been too thick to maintain balance. When you look at the dangerous terrain of PENMAN Mine, it is easy to imagine how this is a good place to hide a body or make it difficult to find a body. Sheriff Giddings of the Idaho Sheriff's Department would like us to believe that it is a possibility that Terrence was picked up by someone in the darkness of the woods on the cramped, narrow dirt road. Does that sound plausible to you? Of course it doesn't.
Production manager named Simon Gee witnessed this unexpected behavior and yelled to the crew to take a vehicle to the main road. Simon and a few other crew members ran after Terrence, but they were not successful in catching him. When they returned to the site, their clothes were torn and had blood on them.
Simon Gee, associate producer of Raw TV, is the person who created the narrative about Terrence Woods. Was the story true? Let's see what Simon Gee is saying now, 5 years after Terrence went missing.
Simon have not worked since my son's disappearance, that he's doing bad financially, and he's willing to give information if he's given $100,000. Even if Simon was not the perpetrator of something happening to my son and seen what happened to my son and email me, text me, send smoke signals. But no one should say I have to pay anyone for any information that a legend was working with my son. Why do I have to pay for information for you to give me and my son was allegedly working with you if you had nothing to do with it? Me missing my son, I believe, have something to do with him. Now, mind you, Simon didn't ask for any money directly to me. That's hearsay from another person.
If Simon G. allegedly offered $100,000 to give information regarding the disappearance of Terrence Woods Jr., that would tell us that something nefarious happened to Terrence Woods. This is information that Simon G. should freely give to help the family find Terrence. This video was created on behalf of the Woods family as a means to keep the story of Terrence Woods Jr. alive and raise awareness regarding his mysterious disappearance, with the hope that new information will be revealed. Support the family of Terrence Woods Jr. and share his story with as many people as you can.